Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Rom's mating philosophy. Now, this is kind of a follow-up to the video I did yesterday on the science of mating, right? And I wanted to just share how I personally approach mating and dealing with different women, right? And how, somebody listening, you can adopt it or you can listen to it, you can give it consideration, but this is how I look at it. And keep in mind, I really haven't had any major drama with women. I've had some adventures, but nothing crazy. I don't have any checks being garnished or being in court, having any babies out of wedlock, anything like that. Yeah, I've had a few stalkers and all of that, but nothing major. Nothing major. Let's put it like this. Rom's bank account has been undisturbed by women. My sanity has been undisturbed by women because of how I approach mating. Now, understand something. When I talk about mating from the neck up, that's something I've always did, even if I'm checking out a woman because she had a fat ass. Now, I know that would seem like a contradiction, but it's not. Now, hear me out what I'm saying. Because the longtime viewers of the channel know, I'm the loafer brother. Love of a fat ass. Did a couple videos on that. Still got to do another loafer video, right? I want to do a video eventually on a fat ass and natural hair. Women see that shit, she might get the visa. So, but the thing is, yes, I like a fat ass, but if that woman opened her mouth and who she show herself to be is in contradiction to who I am and to what I value, I don't bother with that woman. Everything goes soft then. That's when my joint was like, it's like, damn, man. Hey, yo, man, I'm going back to sleep, bro. Yeah, wake me up when you find a woman that got some sense, right? Because of the philosophy, my thing is, yes, I look at the booty. But, and the physical appearance and all that's important, but it's not the only piece. Because when I mate, or a mating suggestion I would put out there, mating has to be holistic, which means you got to take everything into account and everything has to be in balance. Because, okay, first the physical, right? There's nothing wrong with being physically attracted to a person and having that be a part of the decision. But I will state emphatically that if you choose someone just because of how they look or how, hard they get your dick, or for the women listening, how wet they get your vagina, that's some dumb ass shit. You could be getting with an evil ass person with some characters, a person who will, as soon as they figure out they'll look around your place, look for your social security number, or get some idea and empty out your bank account. Nah. I like the physical, but it'll balance out. Now, as much as I'm the loafer brother, if a woman has the other qualities I look for, shoot, the butt don't have to be that round. She don't have to be that thick. Yeah, or even that slim. Shoot, whatever. I tolerate 10 or 20 extra pounds if everything else is in balance. See, that's the key. See, as far as the physical, I have to at least be able to look at them without gagging. So, that could be, if we use that infamous scale, that could be a range from 5 to 10. That's all I say. I got to be comfortable looking at the person. She has to have, the body has to be good enough so I can respond to her physically. Because that physical piece is important. You can't leave it out. People try, but you really can't. It still plays a part. Now, the physical is part of the philosophy, and then there's the mental. Basically, me and her got to be able to click. If you take, it got to be a situation where me and her can talk on the phone. I'm not looking at her fat ass. like I can enjoy talking with her, and you know, the first thing ain't like I want to tear her up. Like I put it like this: the type of person I like to talk to or click with on a mental level gotta be the type of person that I would want to talk to if I have zero physical attraction for. Like, damn, this person's just cool. Now I don't want to do him, but I like talking to him. That's how I look at him. And that's how, when I meet a woman, I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how big and round that booty is. I don't care how she tell me how she can do her doggy style. My question is, if we ain't doing anything, can I talk to her? Can we have a conversation? A productive conversation that don't involve sex. Like, we can talk about whatever, you know. And see, that mental thing goes into the value system. See, it's important that two people have similar values. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people meet somebody that they're physically attracted to, and then try to change their values. Like a common example, women do this a lot. They get that crazy dude, that good looking dude, he good looking. And this especially church women. They'll say, I'm gonna bring him to Jesus. Or if they're Muslim, I'm gonna bring him to Allah. You know. Or if they in an African spiritual tradition, it was like, yeah, I think Shango got his head. Yeah, they gonna try something, because what they trying to do, they already stimulated in the loins. But they gonna try to change them. Men ain't as bad. We just got that fine woman as long as she keep fucking. But then you do get some women, they feel like, okay, I gotta guide her and all of that. And to me, I'm just like, if you gotta do all that, it's just lust, and you trying to fit her into your value system. To me, it's just easier to find somebody who at least has some similar values. They don't have to have the exact thing, but can at least grow with you in that direction. And speaking of direction, another part of the mating philosophy that I espouse, that I practice, is mission. What is your mission in life, especially men? BGS talked about this in his video of 5 things about men. It's very important. I mean, even though that video is directed towards women, men need to listen. Every man need a mission. And men need something to do. Even if that something to do is going to work every day or whatever. A man needs, the very nature of masculine energy is that it needs a job. It needs a purpose. It needs to be going someplace. Now, how that relate to me in the mission? When I deal with a woman, you know, I'm looking at her. I'm thinking, all right, she got a body I can deal with. You know, me and her can have a conversation. We got some similar values. This is my mission. My mission is global domination. Now, how is this woman going to help me achieve that? And I'm dead serious. How is she going to achieve it? And see, in doing my mission, I'm cognizant of whatever she wants to do in her life. Because then I'm asking the question, all right, I'm doing this, that, and the third in my thirst for global domination, right? All right, so what is she doing? What's her plan? Does she want global domination, or she just want a house in the burbs and, you know, a nice barbecue pit? Because if that's what she want, I got to say, okay, how this going to fit together? And see, you know, I'm thinking, all right, is this going to fit together? Because if she wants a house in the burbs, she might kind of derail those plans, because she might not want me off in someplace conquering something. You know, I got to think about, do our missions mesh? And see, at each step, I'm like thinking, okay, how much further can we go? And I'm even thinking, okay, I got this mission, global domination, so y'all know what ROM is about. How is this going to help her mission? Because believe it or not, maybe it could help her mission. Maybe she hold down the homestead, you know, while I'm leading our army somewhere. So it's like, all right, our mission's meshing. But as a man, my mission is very important. Because I know ultimately, if I'm not on my mission and I'm not doing what I feel like I should be doing, I'm not going to be happy with anybody. And so, you know, I got to look at, okay, is this woman going to help? Is she going to hinder it? You know, if she hinders it, okay, it's like, all right, that long-term potential is gone. You know, depending on how, you know, how fat the ass is, maybe I'll hang out, you know, a few times, but, you know, I gotta be like ready to let her move on to somebody who's more compatible with who she is. You know, and you know that mission. I mean, the mission thing that's a very important piece. So, you know, and then you know we got the physical, mental, value system, mission, and then the final real thing is being realistic. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Most people, men and women, are not realistic about who they messing with or what their chances are dealing with a certain person or who they are. You know, women more so than men. Men aren't as bad because we have to pay for any mess ups. We got to pay the consequences. Somebody else mess up and we got to pay the consequences. So we're not as bad, even though some men can be on some unrealistic shit. Not to the same extent as women. And then this is something women need to hear. Many women ain't dealing with the reality of a situation. You know, you still have, I've met adult women who feel like they can meet some certain celebrity or they can get a certain type of guy regardless of what they look like or their disposition. Because in all of this, my philosophy is you still got to be realistic. You know, if you know realistically, you ain't some movie star handsome dude with the charisma of 20 men. You know, you might not be able to get that dime or that spectacular woman. You might have to get that adjustable 7 or even an adjustable 6. You know, so all of this, the physical, mental, value system, mission, and reality, is all about you got to balance all that out. And like I said at the beginning, y'all know I'm very adamant about I like a fat bass. You know, I don't like thickness in a woman, but if I meet a woman and she ain't thick like that, she more on the slimmer side, but if she's still I find her, you know, attractive and everything else in place, guess who Rom gets with? Because I'm realistic too. Because part of being realistic is knowing you can want what you want, but sometimes you got to deal with who's actually going to find you attractive back. You know, and that's one part people don't get. You know, they'll want somebody, they'll chase that person, but realistically, this is who's chasing you back. You know, you might like that like real thick women, but you know, you might have a bunch of petite women trying to throw it at you, and they might be the ones better for you. So you gotta be realistic in what you can actually do. And it's not to say you can't change that, but you gotta change yourself. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror, man or woman. You gotta look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, this is where I'm at now. All right, it's all good. And like I said, you gotta balance all that out. So you know, I can meet a woman who me and her can talk all the time, and that's cool, but I'm not going to try to like lie to my dick and just say, oh, you should try to force myself to be hard. Because I'm going to tell you what, sometimes if you ignore the physical, if you try to ignore it totally, what happens? Well, I'm going to tell you what'll happen. It never fails. You know, whatever term you want to use, God, Allah, Shango, the great pumpkin, will test you. And you get with that woman knowing, a man especially, get with that woman knowing he ain't really attracted to her, but she got some other qualities, be trying to hang out. Boom. What'll happen? That fat butt woman come in the picture, all of a sudden, you got some issues. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, or, you know, and I already talked about that thing where you just focus on the physical. Or you could have somebody who's totally support your mission, but they got some other stuff they ain't, you know, you can't deal with. I mean, like a common thing is sometimes you meet a good person and they got everything going on, but they married. And so the reality is, hey, you can't really mate with that. You can mate with them, but you can't have anything long term. And people say, well, why not? They can divorce their mate. Nah, because if they leave their mate like that, who to say they won't leave you? So anyway, you got to think about all that. So I would say my mating philosophy is just based on, you know, having the best person for me, and being a balance of all these important things: the physical, the mental, character, everything, mission, everything, reality. And that's it. The key word is balance. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.